Good morning, Facebook land. This is Mike George coming at you live at Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. Particularly during full campus with nothing but stressed out undergrads and I guess even more stressed out grad students trying to finish their theses and or dissertations. As somebody who's lived through that life about a decade or so ago, yeah, shit, I totally relate. Yet am blissfully relieved to not actually be one of those poor stressed out bastards myself. So I get the joy of enjoying this beautiful campus without all of the stress that goes along with it for once. Uh, so yeah, so get on the Wi-Fi. There we go. Back online. Yeah. Gosh darn it. I mean, some of you guys who are alumni of Ohio State might take a moment to recognize your dear beloved campus as a lot of shit has changed around here, much like the rest of Columbus. And as you can see, they're still building more. So right now I'm on Wood Street, which I think is about just north of the halfway point of kind of going through campus and everything. And I mean, I'm not as savvy as some of you alumni might be of kind of how Ohio State was sort of oriented, but yeah, it's a beautiful day here, and so I wanted to take advantage of this weather, the few chances that we have in December to kind of do a proper little tour of Ohio State, proper little walkthrough on my way to the Thompson Library, which has become one of my favorite spots to study. It's a beautiful library. In fact, if the Wi-Fi here cooperates and my phone doesn't die on the way, then you guys will get the joy of seeing the inside of the Thompson Library. Which, for some of you guys who went to Ohio State around the same, those who are around my age, who might have graduated in 2009 or so, well, to their chagrin, the library was kind of closed during that whole time. It was under construction, under renovation, and so now we get to sort of kind of reap the benefits of that renovation, and yeah, you guys get to enjoy the beautiful intent of this broadcast, hopefully, assuming we get there safely and all. So let's without further ado, onward ho, option. So right now I'm going southward. We're going to go through the oval of the Ohio State University. It's kind of fun to be like not at all associated with Ohio State except for just using their library. I feel like I'm kind of. All right, we're back online. So it seems that despite Ohio State having a sprawling Wi-Fi network throughout its gigantic campus, there are apparently voids within that Wi-Fi network. So, welcome back to the broadcast. And assuming we're even online in the first place, I'm not just talking to a blank fucking wall. But yeah, so welcome back, and we are just traversing the Ohio State campus during finals week, which is my favorite time of year because it's both peaceful and devoid of all of the kind of all the straggling students. And so you're left with kind of the studious, stressed out ones. And then me, making for a peaceful and beautiful morning on campus. Being maybe perhaps the one individual here that's not stressed out or burdened with some exam or project due during this otherwise tumultuous week of finals at The Ohio State University. So yeah, that's fun. Like I said, it's kind of fun being like one of the few individuals with no affiliation whatsoever with Ohio State. I don't even get the fundraising emails or anything like that, like I do from McGill, for fuck's sake. So, anyways, it is fun to. What I do is I just pretend to be a professor here. I got the trench coat to kind of go with the look, so why not? And which does remind me to apply. I should actually apply for some faculty positions here. I have that master's degree. I might as well take it, use, I guess. And many times, they need electrical engineering professors. It turns out, especially ones that are young and full of gumption, somehow still. So yeah, up ahead we have the 18th Avenue Library, which is sort of the science and engineering and music library. For far too long by now. All right. onward we proceed to the oval. So right now I'm kind of going in the southwesterly direction. What a gorgeous campus. I mean, Ohio State is such a beautiful campus when it's not under construction. And little do these students know nowadays how good they have it, having a fully completed student union. All right, back online. Seems we've hit another void in the Wi-Fi network of Ohio State. But nonetheless, here we are again. As I was saying, little did these students know the rewards that they were reaping from all of the construction that my generation had to endure. And shit, I mean, turns out that the construction was all worth it because look at this place. It's gorgeous, I say, gorgeous. So we're just kind of on our way to we're approaching the oval pretty shortly, after which we will, when we get to the end of the oval, we will enter the magnificent Thompson Library. And then, and then that'll be the end of the broadcast, hopefully, if we get there safely and without further Wi-Fi complication. There's one of the towers. I think that is the Lincoln Tower or Morrill Tower, kind of in the distance, with Ohio State in the stadium in the foreground, looking in the western direction. Down. All right, back on what, man? That's our third void we've hit in the Wi-Fi network of Ohio State. Good to know that in the year 2023, we haven't yet perfected everything being on this so-called grid of ours. So, turns out there's still some pockets of void where if you need to get off the grid for a moment, you can. Thankfully so, I guess. And here we are approaching, there's the Thompson Library kind of in the background. Beautiful day at the oval here. Look at this place. Gorgeous. It's kind of fun to like sort of traverse the campus with Wanda. As I was mentioning it on earlier broadcasts, it's kind of fun to see the various reactions on people's faces when they see Wanda because they're not really sure like what the fuck she is. And I get sort of an interesting little spread of reactions from curious to what the fuck to just indifferent. And so I think some of the folks here, I can only presume. I'm trying to put my headspace into their head and kind of figure out, well, Jesus, if I was an undergrad student and I saw some weirdo, back online. That was our fourth Wi-Fi disruption, just for those that are keeping track. And now we approach the Thompson Library. But yeah, I always kind of wonder if I was an undergrad still and I saw some schmuck carrying around a 6-foot-long tiki torch with speakers on the ends, what would go through my mind? And so, to their credit, I do admire the folks that actually take the time to ask about her. I'm a big fan of curiosity and inquiry. I mean, we're at a university, for fuck's sake, after all. So, I mean, turns out when you ask questions, but of course, I always remind folks to never ask questions unless that you don't want to hear the answer to. And that, of course, that gets kind of on the borderline of rhetorical questions, well, that's kind of its own kind of category. But anyways, as promised. All right, back online. Turns out, I guess this phone failed to hop onto the internal Wi-Fi network without requiring another authorization for some reason. Nonetheless, here we are inside the beautiful Thompson Library. Oh gosh, I just heard the high frequency of the weird metal detector thing went through there. Look at this, guys. Behold the inside of the Thompson Library. I don't know why I'm whispering. Nobody whispers here. But oh, Such a marvelous space. A marvelous space with a closed down staircase. It's okay, they have to keep the space marvelous after all. But yeah, this is the Thompson Library at The Ohio State University, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Look how beautiful this atrium space is. And of course, this is only the first four or so stories of the building. We have 11 stories in the complete building, with a beautiful reading room at the top, which is sort of the quiet study space for those that are actually getting some productive shit done. And yeah, so anyways, that concludes our little gallivant through campus here at The Ohio State University. Hey, coming at you live from Columbus, Ohio, at The Ohio State University's Thompson Library. This has been Mike George. Take care of yourselves today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and take care of somebody else. Toodaloo.